So then, Eddie Howe has spoken again ahead of the big game tomorrow at St James's Park between Newcastle United and Brighton in the Premier League. And of course, he was asked about ASM, but he was keeping his cards very, very close to his chest.
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Hi everybody, I'm Paul back again with the press conference reaction video, and yeah, as I said in the intro there, Eddie was keeping it very, very coy about ASM. We know he's back in the country, we know he's back sort of in Newcastle, but Eddie Howe has told us that he hasn't trained yet, and I think a lot of people were possibly imagining that he'd had at least a couple of days training in by now before the press conference. But Eddie explained that he hadn't even trained yet. He said Maxi hasn't trained yet with us, but we're hoping he does today. We'll have to make a decision based off how he looks and how his injury status is after the session. Other than that, whereas we were pre-Brentford. So again, he's not giving anything away again, regarding Maxi. And we're used to this now from Eddie because he's certainly not giving Graham Potter any ammunition, any information regarding what the team may be tomorrow. Does he go with the same lineup against Brentford, or does he make a couple of changes? Because, of course, Manquillo is available again as well. Let's not forget that. He could possibly come in for Emil Kraft. So we know that Eddie likes to play everything close to his chest simply because he doesn't want to give everything away to the Brighton manager tomorrow, as he hasn't done in previous press conferences with regards to the team. Nobody knew Maxi was injured, and then, of course, on the day he is, but it's too late for sort of David Moyes certainly to change it round against West Ham. So we know what he's like when it comes to them. Of course, Maxi's missed a couple of games now. Will he be there? Will he not? Or will he be on the bench? Certainly Eddie's not giving anything away. A lot of people have said, play him on the bench, come on as an impact substitute, just get him back into the game slowly. A lot of people have said start him from the off, including myself, because he's one of those players, he can frustrate you so much, but he's also one of those diamonds that you need in your team. And, he's going to cause division, he's going to cause conversation, but that's the type of player Maxi is. He's very much an enigma, isn't he? And but for me, I think he has to play. Eddie was then asked about the Manager of the Month nomination, and he went on to say, I haven't given it too much thought because my focus has been on this game. But I will say that any type of accolade is a real statement for the staff and the players, not just one person. It's very much a collective effort. Now, I expected an answer like that from Eddie Howe because he doesn't take any sort of compliments to himself. He always explains about the backroom staff or the players themselves. And in a way, he's right, because we know that Eddie Howe's backroom staff has done a lot of work since they've been at the club, including the likes of Jason Tindall, working hard on players like John Joe Shelvey, Joe Linton, getting the very, very best out of them. The upturn in form in Joe Willock, again, put it down to the coaching staff, because that's at the end of the day what it's all about. That's what they're there to do. Joe Linton himself has been an absolute inspiration. Ryan Fraser, all of these guys have performed better since the new regime came in, since Eddie Howe, Jason Tindall and the rest of the guys have come in and are doing a fantastic job coaching these players. So it wasn't a surprise for me that Eddie Howe sort of deflected any praise away from himself, because that's just the type of man he is. He was then asked about Fabian Schär, and that they'll be opening contract talks very shortly, which is again very, very positive. And Fabian Schär's had a great spell of form at the moment, combining brilliantly with Dan Burn. Just the type of partnership that we've been looking for quite some time now, that we can actually rely on. Also on Sean Longstaff, he says, I love Sean, but I maybe haven't displayed that with my team selections. I really do rate him highly, and I believe he has a long-term future here. Now, I'm not so sure he does, and I don't think a lot of Newcastle fans do either. This is certainly a player that's never really regained his form since Rafa left. He doesn't seem like the same player. Is that down to his injury or just a complete lack of confidence? But if anyone can get the best out of Sean Longstaff again, it is Eddie Howe. We know that because of what he's done with certain other players who've just looked completely out of touch with any form. Joe Linton being the biggest one, of course. Let's not forget that. So, does he rate him highly? Has he got a long-term future? Let me know in the comments what you think about that, because I'm not so sure myself. Now, on the competition for places, he says, when I first came to the job, we wanted competition for places in all positions. I wouldn't say we're absolutely there yet, but I think there's a healthy competition in the squad. Now, that's clear to see. That is absolutely, clear to see, considering where this club was a few months ago to where it is now. The whole thing about the fitness, the way they play the game, we're not just sitting back letting teams come onto us for 89, 90 minutes nearly. And there is a competition now for places. Jamal Lascelles has found out more than anybody. Just because you're captain, it doesn't mean you're going to get in if the two players in front of you that have replaced you for an injury are going to be better. And they certainly have been better. Absolutely no doubt, no question about it. So it's going to be hard for the players that, do get injured, find themselves out of the team, because, that's the way it is. If you're playing well, you don't deserve to be dropped. And Eddie Howe certainly isn't a man that will do that. But it's great to see a healthy competition, and it's also great for the manager to say that, we're not there yet. There's still work to be done, and that'll come in the summer. He was then asked about Joe Linton, and he says, I think there's a centre-forward quality in there. Last week we saw that. It was a brilliant header. It was great to see him attack the box. His flexibility is something we'll utilise, but he's doing so well in midfield, I'm reluctant to move him. Now, that gives me an idea that the way he's talking there, he's not 100% happy with Chris Wood. Quite frankly, who wouldn't be with the way he's playing at the minute? However, Chris Wood, let's hope that he does score a couple of goals, especially tomorrow against Brighton. Get a couple in, even if one goes off his backside, just to get the lads' confidence up, and maybe we'll see a different Chris Wood. That's certainly what I'm hoping for. But Joe Linton, obviously, there is that element in Eddie Howe's head that he still wants to put him as a striker, because there is striking qualities there. Now, is he going to move him eventually? The way he's talking there, possibly so. Possibly so, that there'll be more work done on Joe Linton in the box, because we know at the minute, in past performances, he's gone to pieces with his shooting. The header against Brentford was brilliant. He also scored a wonderful goal against Brentford at St James's Park, curling it into the bottom corner. So we know he's got attributes there. But whether we can trust him out and out as a striker, I don't know. Certainly at the minute, he seems to have found a new lease of life and a new career in midfield. And, that's why Eddie's probably very reluctant to move him anyway. On Ryan Fraser, he said he's played very well for me on the left at Bournemouth. I've used him more off the right here due to Maxi preferring that side too. So it's a difficult one. I've said before that good players can play in multiple positions, and Ryan's proved that. It's very strange, isn't it? Because at the start of Eddie Howe's reign, everybody was thinking, what the hell's he going to do with Ryan Fraser, because of what happened at Bournemouth. Eddie made a particular point straight away of saying that he'd already spoken to Ryan Fraser before he became Newcastle United manager. He'd already discussed it. The water, it was water under the bridge. It was all clear and done. So that was good to know. And the transformation in Ryan's game has been incredible. He very rarely now complains of injuries. He just runs his heart out. And you can tell at the end of the match, he comes off either substituted or at the end, his socks are rolled down. He's absolutely exhausted because he's put 110% shift in again. And he's been a massive, massive, massive bonus for Newcastle. Creating the goal for Joe Linton at Brentford. Just the work rate, the helping out the defence. An all-round brilliant player. And I think Eddie Howe also needs to take a lot of credit for that. Now on Dan Burn, he says he's a great lad and has mixed well with the team. He's got the respect of everyone with how he's conducted himself, and he's trained very well. He had to be patient for a little period, but when he got his chance in the team, he's performed very strongly. Again, an indication there that Dan Burn will be in the side again against Brighton, his old side, of course, and he'll be partnered with Fabian Schär again. And for me, it has to be. Those two have looked so rock solid, so good together. I don't think Eddie Howe has any need to change it. Yeah, frustrating for Jamal Lascelles, but listen, Jamal Lascelles wasn't pulling up trees this season. We all know that. We always screaming out for Federico Fernandez to play alongside Schär when before Dan Burn came in. But now Dan Burn's in, Schär and him have just combined brilliantly. And Jamal Lascelles is going to have to be patient again. He's going to have to go on the bench. because those two are head and shoulders above the way he's played this season. Wonderful offside trap, they stay level, they seem to have each other's games down to a T, they know where each other's going to be, and it's a fantastic partnership. So, again, well done. Now, Eddie Howe then finally said about St James's Park, it's hugely important, and I can't thank everybody enough. I have to compliment War Flags on the effort and detail they go into making a difference to the visual look of the stadium. It's incredible. That all plays a part. Now, we knew, many people have discussed this, certainly since War Flags have been back, about, when they've come in and, the players come out for the start of the match and they see the flags and hear the atmosphere in St James's Park, that is just going to give you a monumental bit of motivation. And certainly to the likes of Dan Byrne, who is a Geordie, who supported the lads as a youngster, season ticket holder. For him to walk out as a Newcastle United player, seeing all the flags. But, I'm not just talking about, obviously, Dan Byrne here. I'm talking about the whole 11 players walking out onto that pitch to start. The atmosphere in St James's Park is incredibly different to how it used to be. It's a fantastic place to go and watch football. It's a fantastic place for noise. And so many years in the past, under the Ashley era, where you'd start off and the crowd was singing and then it would just go dead after 10 minutes. And the away fans would all be shushing, thinking and singing, "Is this a library?" And it can get like that at times, but not for the last several home games. It's been incredible. And I think it's just a message to the players, the staff, the owners, just what this place could be if we really try and win something. It'll be absolutely incredible. But again, a very, very good press conference from the manager, not giving anything away, as you'd expect, playing his cards very close to his chest with regards to St Maximin and anything else. But does he come straight back in? Does Manquillo come in for Kraft? Those are the two I think that they're going to be, certainly if there's going to be any changes, they're the changes that will be made tomorrow. But thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think Maxi will come straight in? Do you think he's fit? Is he ready to start, or would you play him on the bench? And does Manquillo come in for Emil Kraft? Well, let's have a chat down in the comments about that. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Obviously on the road to 10k, and with your help, we can get there sooner rather than later. You can become a member of the Toon Review as well if you hit the join button just underneath this video, but the link is also pinned down in the description. You just click on that and it'll take you through. Massive shout out to the channel sponsors, Geordie Riffs, specialising in guitar setups and repairs based here in the northeast. Give Graham and Natalie a shout. They're offering 10% off a guitar setup and repair, or a guitar lesson completely free, your first one. So do give them a look up. Their link to the website is down below in the description, and you can also find them on Facebook as well. And finally, if you are on Facebook, obviously the Toon Review has a new group on there. A place where we don't accept any abuse or online bullying or anything like that. It is a place to debate football, and especially the team we love, Newcastle United. So if you're on Facebook, get yourself on there, the Toon Review, look it up and join the group. We've got well over 600 members now, which is absolutely fantastic, and it's growing every hour. So thank you to everybody for coming along and joining the group. And you can also find the Toon Review on Instagram as well. So thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend, folks. Enjoy the game tomorrow, and we'll see you for the review on Sunday. Keep a lookout on YouTube for that. I think it's going to be Sunday evening. Not sure of the time yet, so keep an eye out for that. But very much thank you again for watching this video, and have a absolutely cracking weekend, and hopefully 3 points for the Toon. Take care, guys.